We begin with a simple question. Do we choose, or are we chosen? Not by gods with names, nor by fate dressed in robes, but by nature itself, by laws that stretch from the fall of a leaf to the motion of galaxies. The tension between free will, determinism, and pantheism is not just a matter for classroom debate. It is the quiet crisis behind every choice we make, every regret we carry, every dream we chase. For centuries, humans have imagined themselves as autonomous agents, captains of their fate, pilots of their lives. This is free will, the belief that I, as an individual, am responsible for my actions, that I could have done otherwise. But what is this I? And could it truly have chosen differently? Modern neuroscience, like philosophy before it, has begun to whisper uncomfortable truths. In experiments, decisions are often registered in the brain before we are conscious of making them. Our thoughts arrive like weather, forming not from freedom, but from complex, unseen conditions. And yet, we feel free. We feel guilt. We feel choice. But perhaps, feeling isn't proof. Determinism posits that all events, including human actions, are the result of prior causes. Like dominoes in infinite regress, each moment tumbles into the next, not by chance, but by necessity. It was Laplace who imagined a being, now known as Laplace's demon, who, knowing the position and velocity of every particle in the universe, could predict the future in its entirety. No uncertainty, no deviation, no freedom. He said, "Given for one instant an intelligence which could comprehend all the forces by which nature is animated, for such an intelligence nothing would be uncertain, and the future, as the past, would be present before its eyes." In this view, our lives are not chosen but calculated. The child is born to dream, but only what its DNA and culture will allow. The murderer pulls the trigger, but only after 1,000,000 prior movements set his finger in motion. To the hard determinist, free will is not only false, it is dangerous. It props up punishment, pride, and blame, where perhaps there should only be understanding. Now, let us shift from the mechanical to the mystical. Pantheism is the belief that God is not separate from the universe. God is the universe. Every atom, every storm, every heartbeat, not a creation of God, but God itself in motion. To a pantheist, there is no divide between the sacred and the natural. There is only one substance, one reality, divine, infinite, eternal. This is the philosophy of Baruch Spinoza, who rejected the idea of a personal God, yet embraced a kind of spiritual necessity in nature. For Spinoza, freedom was not the absence of causality, but the understanding of it. In Ethics, Spinoza wrote, "The more you struggle to live according to the guidance of reason, the more you are free." But here's the twist. Spinoza was also a determinist. He believed that everything happens by the necessity of God's nature, which is to say, everything unfolds exactly as it must. In other words, you are free only insofar as you recognize you are never free. The will is not autonomous. It is a mode of nature, an expression of God's eternal being. What happens when we weave these together? Free will says, "I choose." Determinism replies, "You are always going to choose that." Pantheism concludes, "There is no you apart from the all." If pantheism is true, and God is the totality of nature, and nature is deterministic, then our choices are not our own. They are the divine unfolding itself. But this does not make them meaningless. Just as waves are not separate from the ocean, yet each has its own curve and crash. Your choices are the cosmos choosing. You're not outside the universe, making moves on a cosmic chessboard. You are the board. You are the pieces. You are the game. So what remains? Are we trapped in a machine, fooled by feelings of freedom? Or are we sacred expressions of a universe that dreams through us? As Rumi said, "You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop." Perhaps, in accepting our unfreedom, we become free. Perhaps, In seeing the self as an illusion, we find a deeper self, one not confined to body, thought, or ego, but the totality of existence itself. There may be no you who chooses, but there is the universe choosing through you. If these ideas stirred something deep within, if they whispered truths too vast to fully grasp, then like, share, and subscribe. This is Phi, where we do not settle for answers, but chase the questions to their very edge.